Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses. We got a bang bang situation at the AT&T. At the AT&T worker doesn't end. Oh, wow. Let's get into it. Wait, let's make sure. Okay, well, yeah, let's get into it.
On March 21st, 2024, officers were called about a felonious assault where a gun was fired at an AT&T worker in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Before they can apprehend the suspect, officers speak to the AT&T worker and the house owner he was working at to get the full story and to discover the suspect's whereabouts.
My little shaking, but I'm okay.
Where did it happen?
24th basement. I was cornered in the basement. He kept looking at me funny the whole time I walked through the door, and I didn't think nothing of it. You know, I went down to start working, and I'm cornered in the basement, and I hear a loud shot. And you know, I start ducking, and I hear him run up the stairs. Okay. And that's all I know.
Okay, you weren't struck or nothing, right?
No, I wasn't hit.
Okay.
So why are you still standing in front of the crowd? Bro, I would have drove down. If I were to be in this situation, I'm not going to be at the crib. I'm going to drive to the nearest gas station, smoke me a L, clear my mind, do something. Why are you? And then this lady, you got your back to the crib. They could have been on some Devil's Rejects type of stuff. And they didn't even really care if they got caught or not. Why would you be still at the house unless this is his house?
Would you be willing to do a statement for him?
Yeah, I will, but let me call my manager, let him know what's going on.
That's fine. Okay.
Friend, correct?
That's my grandson.
Your grandson?
My grandson.
He did leave the house, correct?
Yeah, he did.
About how long ago?
About 20 minutes ago. He went that way.
Said about 15, 20 minutes ago, left towards the park.
I thought it was a firecracker. I didn't know what it was.
You said about 20 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Do you know if the firearm is still here?
No, I mean, I didn't even know. No, it's not here. Not here. He probably has it.
Did you hear a gunshot or anything?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I heard. I said, "Oh, what was that?"
Okay. Are we able to come in to where he shot at?
Yeah, you can come in.
The officers discover the homeowner where the shooting took place is the suspect's own grandmother. Due to him still being on the loose.
Snitch ass grandma. Why are you telling on your own grandson? That's diabolical work.
And possibly armed,
And
he is an
part
extreme
native.
danger to the surrounding public. They attempt to get information about where he might be from the grandmother.
Ma'am, does he drive? Does he have a vehicle?
He doesn't have no.
Are you sure he left the house?
Oh yeah, he's gone. He stayed here. Look,
What's his name?
his name is Mark.
Mark
Thomas.
Thomas.
I
Mark
had him to
Thomas.
spend the night here because he smokes marijuana, and I think that he said that he smokes marijuana because he's got glaucoma.
First of all, he does probably smoke marijuana, but he smokes probably marijuana, amphetamine, and he probably well, they're probably gonna say he has some kind of form of schizophrenia and what have you. That nigga just crazy. He broke up with his baby mama. She won't let him get the thing, and we already know where it's gonna go from there. You know what I mean? But no, she knows more than what she's saying. 110%.
Does he have any mental health issues or anything like
See,
that?
that's what I.
Do we have anybody on the drone team
It
available?
was right here is where I heard it. I said, "Oh, what was that?" He said, "Gunshot."
Did he shoot upwards, downward? I mean, do we know that?
It looked like he shot through a duct.
He did. Oh my God! Shot through the duck. Look at that.
Kind of appointment. So you saw him run, right?
He walked.
He walked right across the tree lawn. So you didn't see if he crossed the street or.
No.
Okay. 510 all units. Caller didn't see which way he went exactly. Just that he went towards the park.
Even with a 20-minute time delay, officers urgently check the nearby park for the suspect.
He's walking towards the community center.
Yeah, I see him over here. He's wearing a green wife beater, orange pants.
Did this nigga just got out the joint? He got on orange pants? Who wears orange pants?
Put your hands up! Put your hands up!
Oh, he's in Ohio?
Lay down flat. Lay down flat. Widen your arms.
Units are out with the mail.
Oh, he's not crazy.
Copy.
Damn.
Yeah, I got you.
Why are you doing like that? Excuse me. Yeah, he knew what
We
he
got
was
one
doing.
detained. All right, man. I'm about to pat you down. Make sure you got no weapons on you. All right. Roll over. There you go.
Okay.
All right, roll over to the other side, bro.
It's a
Oddly
ball
enough,
party?
officers find no weapon on the suspect, meaning they are still missing a key piece of evidence.
Keep the leg up. Lift up. About to get you up.
Well, he's wearing red. This Crips
Go over to this car right here, okay? All right, go ahead and get in, man.
Myself and Lentz are going to check the park for the jacket. Okay. Go on.
Yep. Yeah, this is gonna be him. We don't need a victim ID, right? This is a known party.
Correct.
All right, ready?
Since officers confirm this is indeed Mark Thomas, the suspect they're looking for, this leads them to believe that Mark dumped his belongings in the park. The incident report also indicates that the temperature at the time was only 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Combining this with the fact that Mark was only wearing a tank top and pants,
He's
officers can
definitely on that
infer that he
stuff.
likely took off whatever jacket he was wearing and dumped
That
it in the
too?
woods, along with the firearm he used to shoot at the AT&T worker.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna ask you no question. I just want to know, are you Mark Thomas? Okay. All right, man. So here's the deal. Like I said, I'm not gonna ask you no questions or nothing. I don't want you to incriminate yourself. We're just taking you back to the station so you can be interviewed by a couple detectives. Fair enough? All right.
So where'd you see him at, sir?
We're going to follow this path. He's either going to be...
Nigga,
When I
witnesses?
saw him, I was just turning in, and he was near the corner here, so he could either come from the park or from the woods, but he was already on the path at that point.
Okay.
See what we... Excuse me. Do you see what we go through? I don't stay in the Midwest anymore. Some days I regret that. Some days I'm glad for that. 3/21. March 20th. The first day of spring. It's still 22 degrees at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Why do you think drill music exists? Because in Chicago, it's not going to be that cold, because that's ridiculous. It'll probably be like 45 degrees. It's going to be under 60 still. But do you see why people act how they act in Chicago? And you want to blame it on all them drill music and the single mothers and the economy. No, nigga, because it's going to be 40-something degrees for most of the year. It's going to be cold from September to May. That's most of the year. Stop judging us.
Back at the grandmother's house, officers get more information about the incident and Mark's behavior from the victim himself and the grandmother.
He stood here staring at me, just staring at me. Wherever I went, he just stared.
Yeah, was just following you around the house. Was he just following you around the house, or just
Yeah,
while
he
you
just
were there?
he just followed me down the basement.
I asked him.
She asked me to show him where the basement was.
But I had no...
And she had no idea what was going
My
on.
Lord.
We both.
I knew his father said he's having a mental breakdown.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
And he...
And you let him be around you?
Okay. So we didn't.
Lord
I don't know if
doesn't
you
have
did
mercy.
see, but there was an entry, and I don't know if it exited out the back. My partner was downstairs through the furnace stuff.
Oh,
yeah. So were you?
Yeah,
you were over in that area.
I was over back. I can show you where I was. All I heard was a loud shot, and knew it was a gunshot.
Okay.
So that's where the bullet. But yeah, that would have.
Yeah.
He came close to getting me. Yeah, I was right here. Look, following
The phone line?
Yeah, following the line.
Okay. I still didn't find the actual bullet
I'm just
check.
thinking
Yeah.
about
Well, no, it's an exit for sure. You can see the exit, but I haven't found the actual bullet check.
Oh, you know what? Is that?
That man was just trying to
you
do
found
his
it.
job.
Yep.
Officers now begin their search for Mark's belongings that he may have dumped in the nearby park. Police.
You know what I'm thinking about? Is because that man was just trying to do his job. He has to go to multiple people's homes every day. And that's the same thing I do. And what if I I'm not gonna even complete that sentence. But even like the first job that I ever had when it came to the type of work that I do, he said that the guy who trained me told me that, you know, when you ring people's doorbells or knock on their door, you don't ever stand directly in front of their door, because one time some guy that was having a schizophrenic episode shot through the door, and the only reason that the person didn't get hit is because they were not standing directly in front of the peephole. And it's crazy that this man was just trying to do his job. He could have had kids, or at the least friends and family that would have been sick if something bad would happen to him. Not like they had a warning or anything like that. He was just a victim of circumstance. Not like this man was, 700 pounds and they expecting him to have a heart attack any day. But he was just trying to do his job, bro. He might be traumatized. And if you have jobs like this, if you can afford it, and if you don't have any felonies on your record, have you some kind of protection.
They're especially concerned since children frequent the park and they don't want the gun discovered by a kid.
Cap's gonna check around here, and then we don't know
what it is. Let's see what happened to
him. We don't know, but
I gotta
ditched it. So.
Observed that Mark's tongue and lips were blue, confirming those remarks. The suspected methamphetamine was weighed at 3.3 grams. A gunshot residue kit was also collected from Mark. During questioning regarding this item, he admitted to firing a gun that same day. The next morning, an officer monitoring the jail noticed suspicious activity by Mark in his cell. The officer proceeded to investigate, and when he opened the cell door, Mark immediately stood in front of the officer. After telling him to back up, Mark attempted to dig his fingertips and nails into the back of the officer's head. He struck the officer 4 additional times in the head with a closed right fist and once with a closed left fist before getting him back in the cell and closing the door. After this incident, it was determined that Mark needed to be moved to the detox cell. When officers attempted to do this, he resisted, and officers had to control his legs and arms to keep him from striking officers. After gaining control over Mark, he was moved to a chair to be checked out by EMS due to the amount of fighting that ensued. It was then determined that Mark should be evaluated because his heart rate was so high. He was transported to University Hospital, and while there were no further incidents, he continued screaming and was sedated. Charges against Mark include felonious assault, discharging a firearm, assault on a police officer, and methamphetamine possession. As part of a plea agreement, he was sentenced to a minimum of 4.5 years in prison and a maximum of 6 years in prison, while also having to surrender his firearm.
That's pretty light. It's very light. But blessings to, the man that was just trying to do his damn job. And I hope that the grandmother, more importantly than Mark, because she's in her last days, is able to be healed and go on with the end of her life with peace. And of course, I hope that Mark is able to get the help that he needs to have and not be, I don't want to call him a victim, but be somebody who is just in that prison of addiction, and he can actually get the help he needs and is going to be able to contribute to society after he gets done doing his time, and just is able to do what he needs to do. That's all I gotta say, man. That's the unfortunate situation. I don't think any of this is funny. It is what it is. It's not what it's not. It's Aaron Moses. I'm the band. You the band. We the band together, man. Lights in the bread. Peace. Gang.